A Day in the Life of Young Men During the French Revolution. Introduction. The French Revolution, 1789 to 1799, was a major social and political upheaval in France. It was sparked by the large inequalities between rich and poor economic hardship, Enlightenment ideas, and resentment toward the monarchy. Why did it happen? France was in financial crisis. The poor paid high taxes while the nobility and clergy lived in luxury. Enlightenment thinkers like Rousseau and Voltaire challenged old ideas about power and rights. Here are some examples: unfair taxes and famine, expensive wars, especially the American Revolution, lavish spending by the monarchy, desire for liberty, equality, and fraternity. The three estates. France is divided into three estates or social classes. First estate, clergy, priests, and bishops. Second estate, nobility, landowners, and royalty. Third estate, everyone else, peasants, workers, and middle class. The three estates, social hierarchy. This is an image from a YouTuber called Oversimplified. I thought it was a really good way to show how unbalanced it all was. The first estate was the clergy, they were on top. The second estate was the nobility, they were in the middle. The third estate was the peasants, the lawyers, the farmers, everyone else. The tennis court oath. In June 1789, the people from the Third Estate, basically the regular folks, peasants, workers, and middle class, showed up for a meeting, but the doors were locked. So what did they do? They went down the street to an indoor tennis court and made a huge promise. They wouldn't leave until they created a new constitution for France. That moment became a big deal. It showed they were done being ignored and ready to make serious changes. They even called themselves the National Assembly, as in, we speak for the people now. Why it matters. It was one of the first acts of defiance against the king. It showed that the Third Estate was ready to fight for power. It symbolized the shift from monarchy to popular sovereignty, people power. Marie Antoinette, villain or scapegoat? Marie Antoinette, Queen of France, was blamed for lavish spending, known for the phrase, let them eat cake, which she probably never said. She became the symbol of royal excess. In reality, she was a young foreign queen under enormous pressure, and a lot of the blame she got was rooted in sexism and propaganda. She did a lot of charity work, but unfortunately had little political influence. A day in the life of a 15-year-old peasant boy. I wake up before dawn to work in the fields with my father. We eat mostly bread and soup if we're lucky. We pay taxes to the nobility and church. I've never been to school. I've heard rumors of change, but we're too busy trying to survive. A day in the life of a 15-year-old bourgeoisie boy. My father owns a textile business. I go to school and read Enlightenment writers. I'm proud to be French, but tired of nobles having all the power. I want a future where effort matters more than birth. A day in the life of a 15-year-old nobility boy. I used to fence and learn Latin in our estate. Now we burn letters and worry someone will accuse us of being enemies of the revolution. I miss the calm. My father says we may have to flee. What can we learn from the French Revolution? The French Revolution reminds us that when inequality and injustice go unchecked, people will demand change. But change can bring both hope and chaos. Social systems can collapse quickly. Youth are often caught in the middle, and it's important to learn from all perspectives. Summary. The French Revolution wasn't just kings, guillotines, and fancy wigs. It affected real teenagers too. Whether you were a farmer, a middle-class kid, or the son of a noble, your life would have totally changed. Some were hopeful, some were scared. Everyone was trying to figure out what was going on. Quick recap. The French Revolution started in 1789 and lasted about 10 years. People were angry about unfair taxes and a divided society. The three estates system was really unfair to most people. The tennis court oath kicked off the revolution in a big way. Teens, just like adults, had to deal with fear, change, and big choices.
Liberty equal fraternity.